keeping up with the snow. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Joe Viglione, 59 Garfield Ave, Medford, Mass. Last week at the State of the City, Mrs. Burke finally let us know that she's going to have an access TV station. No, I'm not the only one. Councilor Penta had to suffer that too from these ignorant people that's supposed to get paid 30 grand a year to be here. That being said, she said there would be a TV station in late spring. Now I want you to hear the timeline. March 26th of last year at the school committee, Heidi Riccio said we'd have an access station in September. Mrs. Burke came up and disagreed with her and said October. I visited Roy Belson in November and he said, Joe, we're going to have it in January. February 8th, we hear it's going to be late spring, which I take as June. Now this causes irreparable harm to the election 2017. For all you people running again, if you are running again, irreparable harm. You don't have the access that we have in Somerville. Now our esteemed city solicitor, who made it clear that I'm the city solicitor tonight, he had to emphasize that. I guess people don't know that. He told me that access is obsolete in his office. And I said, Mark, teaching children computers, teaching seniors computers as they do in Stoneham, the ED brings the computers to the senior housing and the seniors learn computers. I said, that's obsolete. And he goes, oh, I guess you're right. Well, it's obsolete if you're Tom Brady and you're suspended by Roger Goodell for 4 weeks, then Tom Brady's obsolete. That's the standard our city solicitor uses. It's self-serving and it's censorship. It's pure censorship. Now what I propose, now that Mrs. Burke has said that the vocational school is getting the lion's share of the time for the access station. Wait a minute, they already get the educational monies. Why should they also get the access monies? And Access TV will have at night. At night, Mrs. Burke, would you send your mother, a senior citizen, up the ramp at the vocational school at 7 o'clock at night, Mrs. Burke? Why would you do that to my grandmother? Or anyone in my family? Why would you do that, Mrs. Burke? We need what Mayor McGlynn's tribunal said, to have it in a central location. I proposed a van. We have 600 grand there. A van with 2 cameras that go over the cellular wires. This is very simple. You don't need cable anymore to do public access TV. You just need the cellular wires. Now, I'm very proud of our council president, Mr. Caraviello, who said the library. I agree with him wholeheartedly, and I talked to Barbara Kerr. We have some space for computers. Learn computers at the library, Mr. Rumley. That is what it was bequeathed to the city for educational purposes. So we can put some computers up there, have a van. The van goes from the Chevalier to the library and roams around town. When Mr. Falco is speaking at a luncheon, we tape him. When Mr. Scarpelli is doing a sports event, we tape him. When Brianna Longo-Kern has something, a function, we tape our elected officials. That's what it's for. They have it in Somerville. So when I won an award on January 19th, Joe Curtatone won an award, and he said, you keep us politicians honest. That's from Joe Curtatone. And he was right, and he got massive applause because he leaves us alone in Somerville. God bless him. He leaves us alone. Love him or hate him, he did the right thing. And then he said to us, I guess you people are looking for more funding, giving me the award. I'm paraphrasing him. Pretty funny, but he deserved it. He said the right thing. We're flourishing in Somerville, Mr. Rumley. We are flourishing in Malden, where I'm a music director, Mr. Rumley. So I'm a music director in Malden, I'm a music director in Somerville. I have these titles, I have these awards from Winchester and Somerville, Mr. Rumley, but our citizens, our seniors, our children do not have these awards. They do not have our football games. Malden has our Thanksgiving game. I've been here talking for, since 2005, 2004, about public access issues. It's 13 years. I think you know that I'm serious. So if I have to file a class action suit with a lawyer and with some citizens, I intend to. We're going to have access in the city, in the middle of town. If I have to build one, if I have to build a for-profit access center, and then we will fight for the agreement to put it over Channel 3 and whatever channel Verizon gives us. We need this in this city. The children need it, the senior citizens need it, and you as elected officials need to talk to Mrs. Burke, if she'll talk to you, if she's not evading you, need to talk to her and say, 2 hours for public access with $1 million a year, that's not fair, Mrs. Burke. The VOC has educational money. Let them use the educational money. Do not touch our access money because, Mrs. Burke, I will see you in court.